Good evening and welcome back to the Rory Talks Football channel, your daily Arsenal news updates, debates and my opinions. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. We're on the way to 10,300 subscribers, and if you can like the video right at the beginning, that would be greatly appreciated. Loads of you are here already. It's a Thursday. It's basically the weekend. It's not, but it basically is the weekend. And there's loads of you here. Hyper Protagonist, Pekka, Drax, Joe Henry, VV Vlad, Sportcat, Junior Films, Icarus, Carter Sampson, Creeper, Questionable Facts, Simon Robson, Ethan Udall, Leeds Gunner, Andreas, Denlar, Emilio, Tentego, Philip, Churms, Max, Adam, Hannah, Ultra Pro Gamer, Rene, Reese, Yakov, Fizzy, Leo Nesbitt, Vincent Zolski, Jaltek, Brent. It is good to see you all. I hope you're all doing well. Some decent Arsenal news today. Jorginho, new contract. A bit of an interesting one in terms of what that contract is. So we'll talk about that. Talk about Isak, potentially. Look, I think in some way, shape, or form, I think we will be doing business with Newcastle this summer. How that business goes, we shall see. Leo Nesbitt says gaming stream tonight. Gaming stream tonight. We're here. We are here. The gaming streams are here. The link in the description is to my Twitch channel, or there is a link in the description to the Twitch channel. Rory Talks Football will be going live about 10:15. It depends basically on the content that I need to make for the Aston Villa game, potentially. But it'll be about 10:15. We're going live with the gaming. So I hope to see as many of you there as possible. Obviously, baby steps. I've got no idea what I'm doing on Twitch, so it could be a complete car crash. We'll see. We'll see. I might just play a bit of FIFA. At least I'll probably just start on FIFA because that's just easy. And then we'll figure it out. We'll see what the chat on Twitch is saying in terms of playing a different game or whatever. So I'm excited. I'm really excited for it. Heard we're in a battle to keep Cozy Adubri. Yeah, we are. We are in a battle to keep him. Look, this is what we've got to do. Same with Chido Obi Martin. Fabrizio Romano said today, we are battling to find a contract for Chido Obi Martin that he's happy with. Well, not even that he's happy with. So he is now signed up to, I can't remember the name of the agency, but basically he's got the same agents as Bukayo Saka now. So we need to find an agreement that keeps him happy. Same with Cozy Adubri. Rory, I already know how today's guest Laguna is going to be. It's Joselu. I've got no doubt about it. Time will tell. Time will tell. If I'm being completely honest, I doubt I will make it tonight. GCSEs start tomorrow, so going to have to be an early night. Enjoy, though. Carter, put the exams first. Put the exams first. And good luck in your GCSEs. Smash them out, and then it's summertime. So there you go. Same, I've got an economics mock tomorrow. Economics GCSE was fun, you know. I enjoyed economics GCSE. Where's the rumor about 60 million for Nketiah and the SR sale price coming from? Well, I think part of it originally came from Team News and Ticks. That Ipswich would potentially be looking at 60 million for Nketiah and Smith Rowe. But can you change the Discord? What do you mean, Draka? What do you mean? What did you get in your GCSEs? I got 5 A stars, 5 A's, and a B. Got a B in bloody Spanish. Puta. Ridiculous. Ruined what would have been a clean sweep of A's and A stars. I'm still waiting for a guest the Nonguna that started their career in Belgium. I reckon we've had one, you know. I do reckon we've had a Belgian guest the Nonguna before. Marouane Fellaini. The link to the Discord in the description of this video should work. The link to the Discord in the description of this video should work. Rory, do you still believe in the Gyökeres steam train, or is there a new Isak train? Listen, I'm still aboard the Gyökeres steam train. I know a lot of people are jumping ship. They're abandoning it for the Isak train. I just still don't think Isak is possible. I do not think Isak is possible. We'll see. Time will tell. But, so this came out today from a guy called Mo Arsenal on Twitter. Now, He's not quite team news and ticks, but I have seen him be correct with things before. According to him, Alexander Isak has emerged as Arsenal's primary target per source. There is an acceptance that the deal will be very difficult, but the club are aware of the player's desire to emulate Thierry Henry in North London. Arsenal view Isak as a centre forward who can provide pace and goals from wide. It doesn't work. It says it's expired. Okay. I don't know why it says it's expired. I'll have to try and figure that out. So yeah, Isak maybe is going to be our number one priority. Now, interestingly, Simon Collins today, who is a very legitimate journalist, said Newcastle are the front runners to sign Aaron Ramsdale from Arsenal, who is expected to leave this summer in search of first-team football. So are we going to see a little bit of a, you can have Ramsdale, but we need Isak? I don't know. The issue is we don't need Ramsdale. Newcastle do need Isak, right? That's the problem. But maybe we'll work something out. I mean, what would you say? Ramsdale for Isak, right? If we could do, and this isn't how it would work at all. They would be two separate transfers. It wouldn't just be. But if you could do Ramsdale plus cash for Isak, how much would it be? Wilsey, good to see you. How much would it be? Ramsdale plus how much for Isak would you go for? Could we do a swap deal with Ramsdale and Isak plus money? It would be Ramsdale plus money for Isak, not Isak plus money for Ramsdale. That would be that would mean we were valuing Ramsdale at about 100 mil. 60 million plus Ramsdale. 60 million plus Ramsdale. 60 million plus Ramsdale. I'd be looking at about 40. I'd be looking at about 40 plus Ramsdale. How much? If you think 60, that means you either think Isak's worth like 100 million, or you think Ramsdale's worth like 20 million. I feel like Newcastle value cold hard cash more than a player swap. Yeah, 100%. 100%. They would prefer to just do money and money because then they can try and make the deals work in their favor on the books. How much do you value each at? I value Isak at about 80 million and I value Ramsdale at about 40 million. I value Ramsdale at about 40 million if he's staying in the Premier League. If Ramsdale goes to Bayer Leverkusen, I'd probably let them do it for 30 to 35. But if he's staying in the Premier League, there has to be a tax on that. There has to be a tax on that if we're going to come up against that player next season, against a team in Newcastle that will probably be fighting for the top four. So, but yeah, I mean, look, I guess if you think Isak's closer to 100 million, then that's fair, but 100 mil is a lot. Do you put Isak on the level of Declan Rice? I don't. Not yet. Not yet. Especially with his injuries. For Newcastle, Isak may be worth 100 million. Yeah. And that's why I don't think the deal will get done. Like, fundamentally, that's why I don't think the deal will get done. Because I think Newcastle will value him at around 100 million and Arsenal won't. I don't think we would value him at 100 million. We got Rice half price. We did get Rice half price. So Ramsdale is worth more than Raya? No. Raya is worth more than we're paying for him. We are presumably getting Raya for 27 million quid. That's a ridiculous bargain. Like, I still don't really know how the whole Raya deal, I still to this day don't understand how Brentford were happy to do it. To let us have him on loan for a season, literally for no reason other than to help us out, and to then let us have him for 27 million. Crazy. I just don't think anyone will sign Isak. They'll sell everyone else before him. Yeah, that's my feeling. Isn't it 30 million overall as a 3 million fee? Okay, yeah, including the fee we paid for him this season. Yeah, I think it's 30 million, but With player sales and money from the UCL, etc., I would be happy with Isak, Gyökeres, and Frankie de Jong if possible. I mean, Isak and Gyökeres is probably overkill in that area of the pitch. I'd probably rather use some of that money for a Hatto and a winger, maybe. Mates rates from Brentford? Yeah, maybe, but are we mates? Are we mates with Brentford? I mean, we might be mates with. They can take Eddie Nketiah. That'd be decent. Surely Isak's injury track is a red flag. I don't think it's as bad as it looks. Don't get me wrong. It's far worse than Gyökeres, who's played over 300 games without ever missing a game through injury. But I don't think Isak's injury record is as bad as it looks. I think a lot of it can be put down to Newcastle, and none of them are what I would consider to be kind of, the sorts of injuries that he's going to have throughout his career. I don't think it's too bad. I mean, look, time will tell, I suppose, but Newcastle is bad with injuries. Yeah, exactly. Will Girona play in the UCL because of the City group? They'll have to figure out what they can do because, well, it'll be interesting if Arsenal win the league. Because basically, right, the way it works, so you can't have the same ownership, have two different teams in the Champions League, right? It's the reason that Salzburg and Leipzig can never be in the Champions League together. I think that's still the case. But basically, City Group would have to sell off Girona. They'd have to stop being the majority owners of Girona. But the way it works, actually, is whichever of the two teams finishes highest in their league, they're the ones that actually get to play. So City Group wouldn't even have a choice about which team would play in the Champions League if Girona finished above City, but they probably won't. So please run the likes up, guys. Show Rory the love. Some Diddy. Yeah, come on. Rack up the likes, please. Rack up the likes, please. Thoughts on no Arsenal defenders being nominated for Player of the Season, despite us having the best defensive record in the league? Yeah, the nominations for Player of the Season, right? If you've not seen them, it's Foden, Haaland, Isak, Ollie Watkins, Ødegaard, Rice, Palmer, and Virgil van Dijk. No Rodri, no Saka, no Arsenal defender, no Arsenal centre-back, but Virgil van Disney's in there. Unbelievable. I don't get it. I mean, personally, I'd have had Saka in there ahead of Ødegaard, I think. I think Ødegaard has been sensational since November, but the first 2 or 3 months of the season, I thought he was struggling. I think that was more system-related than actually how he was performing, but even still, I think people have a bit of recency bias, and they forget just how good Bukayo Saka was in the early part of the season and how he pretty much carried us through a number of games. Foden's probably going to win it, truthfully. I love Isak, but why did he get nominated for Player of the Year? I'm not really sure why he got nominated. He also got nominated for Young Player of the Year, despite the fact that he's 24. He turns 25 in September, which is kind of crazy. But bias aside, Rodri's probably been the best player in the league. He had to be there. I had to be in the voting. He had to be one of the 8 nominees. You're telling me Rodri's not been one of the best 8 players in the Premier League this season? Crazy. Oslo Guna, good to see you. Did you read about the potential return of Szczesny? Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. Szczesny wants more money than we are willing to pay. Realistically, our second choice keeper won't be on much money. And obviously, Szczesny wants to be on, he's not going to want to take a massive pay cut from what he's been on recently. So, yeah, I don't think Szczesny's going to happen, unfortunately. But I do think that's the type of goalkeeper that we should be going for. For 1 or 2 seasons, I think we should be going for an experienced goalkeeper, either on loan or on a short-term contract. O'Neill should have been in manager of the season over Klopp. I agree. Yeah, I agree. Some people think we want Steele from Brighton. I mean, that's one of those ones, right? Because Brighton play with 2 goalkeepers and they rotate them a lot. Like, it rotates between Steele and Verbruggen a lot. I mean, I suppose if you're going to be a second choice keeper, then you'd rather do it at Arsenal than at Brighton and at least have the chance of winning things. Do you think we'll bring Okonkwo back? Well, he is back at the moment. It's about whether we let him out either on loan or permanently again. There's still talks about him potentially going to Wrexham permanently. Obviously, he went there on loan, but now Wrexham need to go and spend a lot of money again. So we'll see. Hi, Rory. I can't see Newcastle letting Isak join us. To be honest, they would probably even double his wages to keep him there. Yeah, well, that's one of the issues that Newcastle have got, right? Isak's original contract, Isak's original contract with Newcastle, means that he gets paid less when they aren't in the Champions League. So he's gonna get paid less next season on his current contract than he's been getting paid this season. But I think they're going to try and renegotiate his contract and pay him a lot more, which fair enough. Playing with two keepers on the pitch is the new meta. How about Bart Verbruggen? Well, again, I guess Verbruggen would be the alternative to Steele, but that probably depends on who Brighton see actually being their first choice number one long term. Because especially if they lose De Zerbi, there's no other manager that's going to keep playing two different keepers and rotating them every other game. Yeah, Okonkwo has to sign a new contract with us first, yeah. Does Jorginho signing a contract mean that Partey's going to leave? Probably. Although, we'll talk about that now, actually, because interestingly, right? So Jorginho's contract, he spoke about his special connection with our supporters upon signing a new contract. He's played more than 50 times for us, including some standout performances in recent high-profile games, and there's more to come. Reflecting on his time in North London so far, Jorginho said it's been really positive because I felt part of something big straight away. I felt involved and really in a good place. It's not always like that, so when you feel something like this, it's something important. I'm really happy to stay because it's a privilege to be part of this family. My family is happy. We are really well settled, and there is more to come. The 32-year-old added that it was a simple decision to put pen to paper, and his conversations with Mikel Arteta and Edu were brief. There was not much to discuss because I feel really good here. I just to know that they appreciate me and want me to stay for longer as well. It's a big thing for me. I feel I have more to do, so that's the reason why I am staying. Now, the interesting thing is, right, is that so he signed a 1-year deal, which takes him up until 2025. Which would have been how long he was here for anyway if we had triggered the extension in his contract. Now, the rumor previously was that we missed the deadline to trigger that extension, and part of that was because both parties have to trigger it, and he wasn't doing it. So, I do think there's a potential that he's actually going to get paid more in this final year, maybe than he was originally. But I do think it's smart. You know, I think he'll be our third choice number 6 next season. I think he'll be, he'll be an option that you can bring in high pressure moments. He's great around the dressing room. He's doing his coaching badges. I think he's one of the few really experienced heads that we have in the dressing room, and I still think they are important. So to have him for an extra year, I do think it probably means that we lose Thomas Partey, but maybe not. Maybe we buy one midfielder this summer. We're losing El Neni. Jorginho almost becomes El Neni's spot in the squad. And we have Rice, Partey, and another midfielder. Maybe that's how it goes. But it's certainly now more likely that we see Partey go rather than Jorginho. So how much for Partey? He's obviously injury prone, but when he plays, he's really good. I think the maximum you'd get for him would be 30 million because of those injuries. The thing is, though, I'm looking at it, right? I saw a thing this evening. Saudi are looking to spend potentially 40 million on Casemiro. But I'm sorry, if United are able to get 40 million for Casemiro, we should be able to get 40 million for Thomas Partey. I know Casemiro has a lot, bigger status because of winning Champions Leagues and everything he did with Real Madrid and that. But Partey is younger and better still. So yeah, it's an interesting one. It's the only way we get, in my opinion, the only way we get enough money for Thomas Partey to make it worthwhile is if he goes to Saudi. I don't think a team in Italy, for example, well, apparently Barcelona are looking at him. But again, I don't think they pay more than like 20 million. And at that point, 20 million's 20 million, but it's not exactly huge money. Casemiro's price is based on his personal accolades. Yeah, for sure. Casemiro's price is way higher because of what he's achieved. But you know, at some point, if the Saudi League wants to be taken in any way, shape, or form seriously, they can't just buy players that are looking to go on holiday at the end of their career for a load of money. You know, Casemiro already looks like he's on holiday, let alone if he was going and playing in Saudi. And at that point, like, no one's tuning into it going, oh, can't wait to watch, you know, what is it, 5 or 6 Champions Leagues that Casemiro's won? But people aren't tuning into the Saudi League going, oh, can't wait to watch this incredible 5 times Champions League winner. They're going, Casemiro looks like he's on the beach, and it's not entertaining. It's getting Partey's wages off the books. I mean, his wages are big, but they're not astronomical. Casemiro's on 350 grand a week, yeah. Thoughts on the games tonight? Yeah, it'll be interesting. The games tonight will be interesting. Obviously, the thing is, right, Leverkusen are in a tricky spot where technically they could end up losing tonight, but still go through. Like, if they lost 1-0 tonight, it literally wouldn't matter, but it would end the fully invincible season. I mean, I guess Atalanta against Marseille will actually be a good game. It'll be interesting to see if Aston Villa can come back against Olympiacos. They're 4-2 down. Yeah, it'll be some interesting games. Watkins, Bowen, Elise, Guimaraes, Wirtz, Frimpong in. Bloody hell. Smith Rowe, Ramsdale, Nelson, Eddie, Katie, Zinni, Jesus, Vieira, Nuno, Patino, Partey, Tommy. Not good enough. I mean, that's a bit of a wild window. If we're listen, you know, you can dream, but that is a wild window. There's no way we get that much done in one transfer window. There's also, you know, you're looking at taking one of the best 2 players from Aston Villa, Newcastle, West Ham, and Crystal Palace all in one window. Pretty crazy. Good shout, Fizzy, who's not hit the like button yet. Do it now. Come on, hit the like button. Let a man dream. That is fair. What's our budget for this window? I think it's about 150 million plus sales. But about 150 million plus sales. So, you know, that should be a minimum of 250 million. We should easily clear 100 million in sales this summer. It could end up pushing upwards of beyond 300 million, you know, if depending on those sales that we make. So, can we take a shot and hit 100 likes? Yeah, come on, hit 100 likes. Hit 100 likes. Surely you can do it. Tomiyasu's good enough. Tomiyasu is good enough. The only concern anyone has over Tomiyasu is his availability. I don't think anyone doubts that a fit Tomiyasu is good enough and versatile enough to be in the squad. It is just about whether he's, you know, his injury history, whether that's tenable. Isak isn't leaving Newcastle, unfortunately. I agree. I think it is highly unlikely that Isak leaves Newcastle. I think it's far more likely that Bruno G leaves Newcastle. Do you want Frankie de Jong, Bruno, or Kimmich? I don't know. I keep flipping and flopping. Kimmich got cooked for a lot of the game against Real Madrid last night, but then you're like, okay, how often are you going to come up against Vinicius Jr.? It's tough. It's tough. I genuinely... The big thing really is, without knowing how much each of them would cost, it's difficult to make that choice. The Saka should be up for Player of the Year, is being overblown by Arsenal content creators. Rice, Ødegaard, and either centre-back have been better than him, let's be real. I disagree about... I agree about Rice and a centre-back. I disagree about Ødegaard. I think since November, Ødegaard has been sensational, but the first 3 months he was struggling and Saka was flying. And I do feel like people focus more on the last few months. Can Tommy deal with Vinny and Mbappe next season? Madrid cooking, Mbappe and Davies on the left, my days. Well, it would be Ben White dealing with them anyway. It'd be Ben White dealing with Vinicius, assuming they put Mbappe through the middle. Saka's been good, but not potty. I disagree. Kimmich looks like a Casemiro type signing. He's got one more elite season before falling off the cliff. Maybe. How old's How old is Frankie de Jong? Yeah, Frankie de Jong turns 27 in 3 days' time. So de Jong turns 27 in 3 days. Bruno G turns 27 in November. And so they're both 26 turning 27. And Kimmich is 29, just turned 29. So there's like 2.5 years. Yeah, I mean, that's quite important. For midfielders at that age, that is quite important. That's a fairly significant difference. He's 26 till he turns 27. Saka is getting the Salah PR. Salah is getting that Salah PR, a victim of his own success. He's been so consistent the past 2 years that people don't notice how good of a season he's had. I agree. He's had his best ever season for us. Whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not, whether he has looked as good or not, he's had his best ever season for us, factually. It's as simple as that. It doesn't look like it so much because of the way he's had to play. I didn't realize Frankie de Jong was so old. It's crazy though. Like, he's 26. He's 26. But that's now considered an old man in football. It's wild. What if Isak pushes to leave? I don't know if he will, though. I don't know if he will. I don't know. He might. He might. The thing is, right, the number 14 shirt is going to be available this summer. And it might sound stupid. That is genuinely a very small part of the kind of package of, if you move to Arsenal this summer, you're probably going to be allowed to take the number 14 shirt, which is iconic. So we'll see. Hato, Elise, Bruno G, Gyökeres, that's my summer. Yeah, that's very close to mine. That's very close to mine. I think mine might be Xavi Simons instead of Elise, but it is very close. Have we forgotten about Gyökeres? No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I don't get the Saka hate. Isak number 14, that's actual. Yeah, the Saka hatred just comes from right. The thing that more annoys me is I think I've begun to see Arsenal fans getting sucked into what the rival fans say about Saka. And those rival fans don't know what they're talking about. And they run a narrative against Saka for whatever reason. Mainly, honestly, I think to wind up Arsenal fans. But I'm seeing other Arsenal fans get sucked into believing it. And it's insane. Do you think Mario Koscielny will go to Newcastle? Maybe. I mean, he'll be a free agent if he doesn't sign a new contract. So he could go wherever he wants. Maybe it'll be Newcastle. I mean, it'll be interesting, right? If he does go to Newcastle, that tells me City don't rate him. Chelsea don't rate him. Not highly enough, at least, to want to bring him in. Whereas if you look at Nwaneri, Chelsea and City wanted him. Chido Obi Martin, I think City want him. So, you know, maybe he's not quite at that level. Maybe he's a level below that. I don't know. Would you be a broken man if Gyökeres joined another Premier League side? Not any Premier League side, but if it was Spurs, then yeah. If it was Spurs, there are links between him and Spurs, then yeah. Rory, did you see another of Invert the Wings classic rants yesterday? Yeah, he absolutely lost it. Well, because he adopted Bayern as his second team, basically. And they've also been knocked out. And he loves Harry Kane. It was quite amusing. It was quite amusing. But, I mean, in fairness, Bayern were robbed. You're spot on. A lot of people's view on our players' achievements have been overshadowed by influencing opinions. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I'm on the Joselu train. Whatever club that guy tweets about is cursed. Yeah. If Smith Rowe goes, who would you sign and give the number 10 shirt? Well, first of all, I'd offer up the number 10 potentially to people that are already at the club. I don't know if there's anyone at the club that would want 10. Would What did has Erdegaard always been 8? Would he want 10? Is there anyone at the club that deserves a starting 11 number that would want it? Trossard? No, he's not really. I don't know. Trossard's not really a starter. Havertz? Yeah, but Havertz has got. Oh no, but Havertz chose his number. I think he's always had that number, is he not? Is that not Havertz's actual number? Like, for whatever reason? I'm not sure. Oh no, not 27, 29. 29. Don't know why I said 27. But yeah, I think he's always worn 29. Yeah, he wore 29 at Chelsea as well. The thing is, I don't think Trossard will be with us for long enough. And he's not a starting player. It could go to someone that we bring in. Erdegaard fits the 8, just like, yeah, I mean, the NO.1 thing, the NO.1 thing would be cool. Erdegaard wears 10 for Norway, so I think that's his preferred number. So realistically then, what you could do is give Erdegaard 10 and then give the new midfielder 8. That will probably, if Erdegaard's genuine preferable number is 10, then maybe we give it. But he was number 11 when he first came on loan, actually. Eze, Gyökeres, Wirtz. I'd want 49 if I was an Arsenal player, if that's allowed. It probably is allowed. De Jong would want 21, not 8. It's a tribute to his granddad. Interesting. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But yeah, the 14 will be available. So who would you take between Isak and Watkins? Isak. 100%. 100%. I mean, how old's Ollie Watkins? Ollie Watkins isn't as young as people think, I don't think. Yeah, Ollie Watkins is 28. Ollie Watkins is 28. So, whereas Isak's 24. Jesus 10, then Gyökeres 7. No, but Saka's 7. Newcastle wants Solanke. Yeah, the one kind of hope that we have for Isak is that the thing is Newcastle have scouted out Solanke as an option, but presumably that is as a look. If they're a sensible club, right, they'll appreciate that no matter what they do, it could be that Isak ends up leaving. So they have to prepare for that scenario ahead of it. Isak 14. Sorry, I meant Gyökeres 9. Yeah, Gyökeres could be 9 if we lost Jesus. I was shocked when I found out how old Watkins was. Yeah, he is older than people think. Who should win player of the season, young player of the season, and manager of the season, in your opinion? I think player of the season should be Declan Rice. I think young player of the season should be William Saliba. And I think manager of the season should be Unai Emery. They also need a Wilson replacement. Yeah, probably. There is that too. I could never believe Son is older than Kane. Yeah, look, Spurs have got some issues in their attack. I think Son is beginning to age out. I really do think Son is beginning to age out. Brennan Johnson, I don't think is good enough. Richarlison, I don't think is good enough. Kulusevski, I don't think is fast enough. They've got issues with their attacking players. Who goes as the third striker to the Euros, Tony or Solanke? I feel it's unfair for Tony to still get chosen while Solanke's in the form of his life. Yeah, I'd take Solanke, to be honest. The only reason Tony might go is for penalties, but I think that's a ludicrous reason to take someone just for penalties. If Mikel Arteta wins the league, he should get manager of the year. Yeah, if we win the league, I'd probably give it to Arteta. I'm running the assumption that we don't win the league. And if we don't win the league, like being completely objective and taking the Arsenal hat off, if we don't win the league, then this season we finished second again and we accumulated a few more points than we got last season. I think what Emery's achieved with that Villa squad is more impressive than that. If we win the league, fair enough. I think it goes to Arteta. That loss against Villa is going to kill you. Yeah, I mean, the loss against Villa, taking 1 point off Fulham all season. I'd like to see Kulu in the 10 when they're actually playing well. They've tried it recently, but the entire team has been crap, so not much to pull. Yeah, the issue is, though, then where does Maddison go? That's the issue, because Maddison is... If Maddison's not at 10, he's useless. Rodri not nominated for Player of the Year was a major robbery. Yeah, I don't get it. Anyway, it is time for Guess the Gooner, the game where I give you 5 clues about an ex or current Arsenal player, and you have to guess who that player is in the chat. First person to get it right wins the immense pride and respect of the Rory Talks Football community, and we are starting now. Clue number 1, this player is 36 years old. Clue number 2, they made their Arsenal debut at 18 years old. Clue number 3, they scored 10 goals in 153 games for Arsenal. Clue number 3, they scored 10 goals in 153 games for Arsenal. Clue number 4, they were an Arsenal player for 7 years without winning a trophy. They were an Arsenal player for 7 years, but never won a trophy with us. And clue number 5, they joined from Sao Paulo and left to Sao Paulo. There you go. We're 5 clues deep and no one's got it. It was the clues were tough today, I'll be honest. The clues were tough. Okay, people are beginning to get it. There we go. I will quickly double check that no one got it before that, but I don't think they did. I'm pretty sure. Make sure we don't get VAR check today. Good to see Ben Mattinson in here. Go on. If you don't follow Ben Mattinson on Twitter, you definitely should. Excellent threads about young up-and-coming players. But the winner is Dan Waite. It's Danielson. Danielson was the winner, was the player. Dan Waite is the winner. Oh, there you go. Ben Mattinson was second. VV Vlad was third. Ethan Udall was fourth. And Pete was fifth. So there you go. I'm pretty sure there's no VAR check for that one today either. But Danielson was a tricky one. Yali, thank you very, very much. It's good to see you here. VAR has no idea today. There's no VAR checks needed. No disrespect to him, but I have no idea who he is. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Like, Danielson played 153 games for us, but a lot of people don't remember him. I remember him. He joined in 2006. Played for 7 years technically, but really it was only the first 5 years that he properly played. And it's Dan's first win. He is retiring. Well done to Dan. Congratulations on your first win. Congratulations. You revealed the answer and I still haven't got it. Come on. He's mid. Not a clue who he is. You've got to learn your history, boys. You've got to learn your history. No, it was a tough one. Especially because there was just like no massively useful clues. I mean, really, joined from Sao Paulo and returned to Sao Paulo was the biggest clue. But Darwin Nunez deleted his pool photos. Anyone take him? Not for me. We don't need Darwin Nunez. I think Kai Havertz offers quite a few similar things to Darwin Nunez, but is also a far better finisher. I retired a few days ago, Pastapopoulous style. You love it. Anyway, it is time for Guess the Non-Gooner. I'm going to give you the entire career path of a player who does not and has not played for Arsenal. You have to guess who that player is in the chat. First person to get it right wins the immense pride and respect of the Rory Talks Football community, but not as much respect as Dan Waite currently has. And we're nearly at 100 likes, so if you can hit the like button, that would be fantastic. This player started their career at Watford. They joined Aston Villa. They went from Watford to Aston Villa. They then joined Manchester United. They then joined Inter Milan. They then joined Aston Villa. And then they moved to Everton. Watford, Aston Villa, Manchester United, Inter Milan, Aston Villa, and Everton. There you go. And the first person to get it correct, lots of you were guessing Troy Deeney, but the first person to get it correct was AFC Ollie with Ashley Young. Congratulations to AFC Ollie. That might be AFC Ollie's first win as well. We might have 2 Virgin winners today. So congratulations to Ollie and to Dan. VV Vlad was second, Ethan Udall was third, Ronan was fourth, and Dan Waite was fifth. There you go, a first and a fifth for Dan Waite. But congratulations to AFC Ollie. Did you do that because he was on Sky Sports? No, it was actually because I saw that TalkSport are taking him out to the Euros. But there you go. He was in the news today. He was also on Sky the other night, to be fair. VAR complete, goal given. There you go. Nasri wants a VAR check, but I'm not sure what for. I'm pretty sure I got it right. Where was Nasri? Nah. VAR check complete. VAR check complete. Great refereeing today. What do you expect? Will you be live on Twitch? Yes, I will be live on Twitch at about 10:15. So basically about 3 hours time, I will be live on Twitch. The link to it is in the description to the Twitch channel. Very excited. Ashley Young's biggest moment was a bird dumping in his mouth. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It is unfortunate. Did you see City settled out of court for the 115 charges? Is there any actual proof of that? Or I know that was a rumor. I know that was a rumor. Has it been confirmed anywhere? Unless it's been confirmed somewhere. Yes, gaming stream. And they're going to be there like most nights if I can. If I can, they're going to be there most nights. So yeah, I'm excited for it. Can you put Nightbot in the chat so it can spam new Discord links? I have no idea what that means, but probably. Have you got an Everton ticket yet? No, not yet. What's your dream summer window? Honestly, I'm not too sure right now. Like Gyökeres, obviously. And then the other positions, I think I'm settled on Hato. So Gyökeres and Hato. And then the midfielder and the winger. I'm honestly not sure. I think Xavi Simons, because he's versatile. And then the midfielder, yeah. Maybe Bruno G is the one. I don't know. It's pretty easy to set up Nightbot. It's a bot that auto does stuff in your chats. Yeah, I should be able to do that then. I'm sure I can figure it out. Hato's too young. Yeah, but the thing is, age is just a number. And Hato is already the captain of Ajax and has handled that captaincy very well. So, nearly at 100 likes. Let's go. Come on. One final push to 100 likes. One final push. Get Diamande. Yeah, Diamande could be. Your missus will never see you with the streams at 6:30 and the gaming streams in the evening. No, it's fine. It's all planned. The gap between the end of this stream and that stream, all good. What's the Twitch? It's literally Rory Talks Football. All one word. Rory Talks Football. There is a link to it in the description, and I've just put it in the chat as well. Age is just a what? Well, okay. In the context of a footballer, age is just a number. Obviously, in the context of other things, it's a very important number. But in the case of Joral Hato, Xavi Simons, Hato, Gyökeres would be tasty. Yeah, and a midfielder. And a big midfielder. What games will you play? Really, whatever the chat wants. I'm definitely going to play some solo games. And then, there will be bits of FIFA, probably Warzone, fucking Fortnite, if that's what people want. But yeah, really whatever. Like if I'm doing a couple of hours a night, 6 nights a week, it's like 12 hours a week, We can rattle through some games. You did, unfortunately, misguess the Gooner today, Adam, yeah. Fulham win this Saturday. My voice went weird then. Fulham win this Saturday. What are you saying? No. Fulham will not take any points off Man City, unfortunately. What times? The streams will be from about 10:15 to about 12, half 12 UK time. So it will start in about 3 hours and it will go for 2.5 hours. The guest Laguna was Denilson. It was Denilson, and Ashley Young was guest the non-Gooner. I'll play with you if you need. Yeah, if there are games that I need people to play, then yeah, 100%. I will be calling on. You lot. Fulham's already checked out. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. That is the problem. They're flying kites in training. They're flying kites in training. That's where my belief's gone. That is where my belief has gone. Become Nick EH30. I mean, look, I'll take the money that he's earning. That's for sure. That is for sure. Anyway, look, that is going to be the end of the stream. I massively appreciate all of you that have joined. Tomorrow evening stream, very slightly shorter, just because I've got to go to the cinema, but it will be the Manchester United preview. So we'll have the United preview tomorrow evening. But until then, I hope you have a fantastic evening. If you want to come and join the gaming stream on Twitch, link is in the description. Rory Talks Football over on Twitch, starting in about 3 hours' time. So I hope to see as many of you there as possible. But until then, that is it. Have a great evening. Oh, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will catch you all when I see you. Goodbye.